All right, and we are back here on the GSMC Football Podcast. And for the fourth part of the show, we are going to get into the late window games. The Sunday night game is the final part of the show, but the four late window afternoon games. I mean, depending on where you're watching these games. I mean, you could be on the West Coast and these are, early afternoon games, but whatever. So, let's get into these games. So, we'll start off with the headliner that I have here, and that is the Cowboys and the Browns. So, right now, the Browns are 2.5-point favorites. And this is an interesting game. You got Deshaun Watson coming back from injury. Last year had the season-ending, shoulder injury after that big win against the Ravens. And, Deshaun Watson has not lived up to the contract that the Browns gave him. He just hasn't. And so this is a big year for him. Now, the Browns, they adjusted his contract. They cleared up a lot of cap space. So, at least that helps them. But they want to see Deshaun Watson go out there and play well. And he just hasn't played like the quarterback that he, like the quarterback he was in Houston. So, like I said, this is a big year for him. He does have weapons on this team. Amari Cooper, they adjusted his contract. They brought in Jerry Jeudy. David Njoku had a big year last year. Now, a lot of his numbers come from playing well with Joe Flacco. But, and Njoku's a good player. But this is a big game for the Browns, I feel like. It's at home against the Cowboys. They got the Cowboys coming in. Amari Cooper facing off against his former team. How is he going to look? The Cowboys, I think it's going to be a tough game for the Cowboys, honestly. Because they were not a good road team last year. And, how are they going to be able to run the football in this game? Who's going to separate themselves from the pack as the lead guy? I think that's something that they're going to struggle with, is running the football. And, you brought back Zeke and you brought in Dalvin Cook. I keep saying brought back. You brought in Dalvin Cook. But you still got Deuce Vaughn, Rico Dowdle. Who's separating themselves from the pack as the lead runner? Who's going to be that guy? Who is it? I don't know. But they're going to have to deal with a very good defense right off the bat. Their rookie left tackle is going to be going up against Myles Garrett, or one of their rookie tackles. So that's not going to be easy. I think this is a tough game for the Cowboys. I really do. Their defense, I think, will play well. I mean, I think Deshaun Watson is going to turn the ball over. But I also think Dak's going to turn the ball over, too. I think this game's going to be close. But I kind of like the home team. I like the Browns in this game. I know people are taking the Cowboys, and rightfully so. CeeDee Lamb's going to be playing in this game. Figure he's going to make plays. But I like the Browns here. I think this is going to be a competitive game, but I'm going to say the Browns win and cover the spread. Again, it's 2.5. Started out at 1, but now it's at 2.5. I like the Browns here to cover the number and win a close one. So give me the Browns. Then the three other games here. So we'll start off with the Raiders and the Chargers. So Jim Harbaugh will make his debut as the head coach of the Chargers. And yeah, this one's a tough game to pick. Because look, I think the Raiders are going to be a competitive team this year. I think the Chargers are also going to be a competitive team, much improved from last year. One of the things that I said this is, how is the Chargers defense going to look? Because their defense was not good last year. And with Harbaugh taking over, how does it look? Because they got good players on that side of the ball, but they just not a good unit last year. Also, the offense went through a lot of changes. How is Justin Herbert going to look in this new system? You got the Ravens backfield with Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins, and then, you got a bunch of new pass catchers. The most experienced pass catcher on your team right now is Joshua Palmer. Well, in terms of chemistry. Because I know they have DJ Chark. I think DJ Chark's been in the league longer than Joshua Palmer. But, and Quinn Johnson, how is he going to look in his second year? It's going to be interesting. But I'm going to say the Chargers win. They're a 3-point favorite. I'm going to say they cover the number here. But who knows? This is Antonio Pierce's full year now. First full year as the head coach of the Raiders. How is he going to look? Gardner Minshew is starting. And, we'll see. But I'm going to take the Chargers. This is a tough game. Subject to change, but I'm going to go with the Chargers here with the better quarterback. Then we move on. Broncos and Seahawks. Seahawks are 6-point favorites. Bo Nix will be making his debut as the starting quarterback for the Broncos. This is a tough spot. This is a tough spot for the rookie. Mike McDonald's making his coaching debut for the Seahawks. There's no more Pete Carroll. It's a big number, but I'm going to go with the Seahawks. I think either way, the Seahawks, I think, are winning, but, it's a big number. Favored by 6. Line started at 4.5, now it's at 6. I like the Seahawks. I'm going to take them in this spot to win and cover the spread. But it's again, that's a big number. That is a big number. All right, so now, final game here in this segment that we'll preview. And then the next segment we'll do the Sunday night game. And that is the Washington Commanders against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bucs are 3.5-point favorites. This one, again, kind of going back and forth with. But you know what? I'm going to take the Commanders with the points. I think they'll cover the number. I don't know if they're going to win outright, but I'm going to pick them to at least cover the number. This is a game that I could see being close, but the Bucs still winning. Jaden Daniels making his debut as the starting quarterback for the Commanders. Obviously, the Buccaneers, they brought back everybody. Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, Antoine Winfield Jr., Levante David. So how is Baker going to look in year 2? And there's no more Dave Canales. Now he's the head coach of the Panthers. So, curious to see how year 2 in Tampa goes for Baker. Again, I hope, more success is on the way for Baker. with everything that he's been through the last couple of years. But I like the Bucks to win. But I'll say the Commanders cover the number. This game is going to be close. So I got the Chargers, the Seahawks, the Browns, and the Commanders. Those are my picks for the late window games. So we do have one more game to preview, and that is the Lions and the Rams. So we will get into that when we come back from our final break. But let me know what you guys think, though, about these games. How do you see them shaping out? So, when we come back, that is what we will do. We will preview the Rams and the Lions. So, for one final time today, stick around, and we'll be right back here on the GSMC Football Podcast.